Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm here to talk about hyperacusis. Hyperacusis is a condition in which you experience pain from normal noise. It's basically like having all of the sounds around you magnified, like having a hearing aid on at max volume to the point where it's painful. So I wanted to talk about some tips on how to manage pain with hyperacusis and living with hyperacusis. First of all, I would recommend seeing an audiologist who specializes in hyperacusis and getting your LDL tested. Once you know your LDL, you can go to like the App Store if you have an iPhone and get noise down. If you have an Android, just search for noise down. I don't know if they have it, but if they don't, then try searching for quiet please or something like that. Anyhow, you can then set the noise level, set your noise limit, and once an environment is over your noise limit, it will say shh and send off an alert. And have your family and friends download them too, so that they can measure the decibel level in an environment before they ask you to go to that environment, so that you don't go anywhere that's above your LDL. It's also very important that you don't accept any of that, oh, just get over it, just push through the pain, just expose yourself, you have to get used to it sort of advice. Because although that is helpful for some people, it's also been known to have the opposite effect. And what I mean by that is it will cause you so much pain, and increase in pain increases sensitivity, and so then you move backwards instead of forwards, and besides, it's a very painful route to recovery. So what I would recommend is always keeping a pair of noise canceling headphones nearby. For some people, earplugs block out noise better. For some people, headphones, whatever works best for you. And if you're a child, it's important that you have child-sized headphones, because if they're adult size, then there's a gap between the headphones and the head. So Hush Buddy makes good child-size noise blocking headphones. And then I would also recommend rubbing lidocaine on your auditory nerve. Your auditory nerve is basically right here, right next to your ear, and applying pressure to it, as long as that doesn't hurt. Now, if that hurts, please don't do it. Now, if you're in a lot of pain, I would recommend seeing a neurologist to get prescription pain medication. And I would also recommend that you see an otolaryngologist and a neurootologist. And you should see a physical therapist so that they can do craniosacral and manual manipulation of all of those nerve endings and muscles around your head and ear, and that will really help, trust me. You might also want to consider purchasing a TENS unit, a miniature TENS unit, and applying electrical stimulation to your auditory nerves. Just to let you know, the hyperacusis mechanisms are the auditory nerve, the trigeminal nerve, the auditory cortex, the somatosensory cortex, serotonin, neurons, neurotransmitters, and hair cells in the cochlea. So I would recommend getting a bear test done, and I'd also recommend getting an acoustic reflex test done, and getting a QEEG done, and getting an ERP done, and getting neuroimaging and a PET scan, and genetic testing. Also, they should do some blood testing to see if you have a magnesium deficiency or a B6 deficiency, because that can cause hyperacusis. So I would also strongly recommend that you take magnesium, the brand Calm, and that you take ginkgo biloba, 40 milligrams twice a day, and that should also be helpful, and that you try taking NAC, and that you would also purchase this oil from Australia. Look under McDowell's Herbal Treatments for Hyperacusis.